welcome back to round 2 of our heavyweight title eliminator in here in Dunedin. Matt Tower versus Peter Aberdeen. It was a round that Matt Tower pushed forward and unexpectedly dominated the striking. Aberdeen, a former Muay Thai champ, was dominated by the Dunedin-based man from the Hammerheads gym. Just got a warning there early in that round when he took him down and kneed him to the head. Of course, you can't knee in the head when they're on the ground, but pretty much he dominated with the striking. Couple of effective shots, but saw Aberdeen wobbling there. Couldn't quite finish it off though. Used good punching repertoire, uppercuts, hooks. Aberdeen though, he's taken a lot of punishment over the years. He knows one thing, and that's how to survive. Matt Tower finishing the round very strong. Well, it'll be interesting to see how Matt Tower goes in the second round, whether he chooses to keep it standing, which is where he's been very effective. Why go downstairs? As we said earlier, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Heading into round 2 of this heavyweight title eliminator. Aberdeen immediately see he just looks to have a little bit more intent in his eyes. Matt Tower wanted to see if he's going to continue moving forward with his good striking, effective handiwork throughout the first round.
Toa looks like he's trying to time his shots.
Nice little inside thigh kick there. Aberdeen fails to check. Those, of course, over these longer duration rounds can start to stack up.
3 5-minute rounds. It's a long time.
Aberdeen immediately coming in. Interesting here. And going knees to the body. If you notice too, Matt Toa's carrying a little bit of weight around body. He's trying to go in with the uppercut, but Aberdeen with the effective Thai clinch, not giving him a lot of room. Surprised Toa's not trying to, there we see, this is more of a Thai technique than an MMA technique, just going on the single foot. Looking for the uppercut again, but I'm surprised to see he didn't get the underhooks in.
Toa going for the body clinch, trying to circle out, trying to push him against the cage. He wants to take him down now.
Well, I think those knees made him draw more than a little bit of breath, as you can see. The conditioning perhaps a little bit wanting. And now, as soon as he started to get dominated by the striking, wanting to get it down on the ground.
Toa looks like he's breathing heavily as well.
Now, a couple of those knees, maybe he got popped in the ribs. And Aberdeen can certainly hear him. Bit of man love in close from these two boys.
He's just pressing his shoulder up against the fence, keeping Toa locked up against the cage, raining those punches into the side.
At this point, who has control of the clinch, Swaki?
Peter did. He had him pressed up. Matt had nothing to do. Matt breaks him up. I think he's warning Peter Aberdeen for holding the cage.
Okay, well, you've got the cage there. It's a little bit like kickboxing where you can't hold on to the ropes. It's gaining an unfair advantage. Both fighters now circling once again back in striking range. Matt Tower just looking a little bit more tentative now. He's been hurt with those knees to the body. That lead uppercut, sort of half uppercut, half jab there from Tower.
A weak punch by Tower.
Well, he's just on the back foot a little bit more. Now Aberdeen going forward and again going to where he
goes for the takedown.
Tower's catching, single leg takedown.
He's in half guard. That's it. Left arm. Peter Aberdeen trying to get that, throw that right elbow, but Toa just wants to put all the pressure down him.
Aberdeen short little shots on the inside. Now this will be where it's interesting. A lot different. It's a lot about kinesthetic sense, about where you can feel your opponent's body, looking for an arm, looking for an angle, looking for your opponent to make a mistake.
Aberdeen going for the Kimura, trying to pop that shoulder, trying to pull the wrist out and get that wrist behind his back.
Is he in a good position for the Kimura there on his back, just trying from that position? Not ideal at this point, and as we see Matt Tower just clocking away to the body, his arm, his shoulder.
He just needs to pull that hand out, pull that wrist out and pop it around the back.
A little bit further.
Oh,
and
he swaps it for a sweep, ends up on top.
Well, again, you opened him up with the attempt at the Kimura, and now Peter Aberdeen on top. He's remained in half guard.
Matt Tower needs to escape his hips out. Doesn't want to stay there.
And Peter Aberdeen now going for ground and pound, just trying to posture up. Arms locked, better be cautious of an arm bar.
Some big elbows from Peter Aberdeen from the top position. Nice body shot. Body, head. That's what they usually do. Bang, well, in the head.
There we go, Master Waki.
Nice
Picked it nicely, Peter Aberdeen swapping hands from left and right.
Oh, he's out.
Matt Toa, he had nowhere to go with his head just bouncing off the canvas. Peter Aberdeen wins, surprise, surprise, with a takedown, reversal and a ground and pound KO. Peter Aberdeen is now the formal #1 contender for Sam Striker Brown's title.
Sam Striker Brown, New Zealand cage fighting heavyweight champion.
Well, that should be interesting. It was a bit of a surprise actually there to see Peter Aberdeen on top of a much more experienced MMA fighter. He reversed him. He attempted to go to the Kimura. He found himself in half guard and then he finished him off, postured up, delivering big shots to the man on the ground. Matt Toa had no answer and was pretty much KO'd as Peter Aberdeen, now perhaps an unexpected #1 contender, heading off now to face up on November 27 against Sam Striker Brown in Auckland for his New Zealand heavyweight crown. As we see the finishing shots there, Matt Toa just not really able to effectively defend against the very heavy hands of Peter Aberdeen. And there, Aberdeen absolutely jubilant. Matt Toa back to his feet. And as always, the fighters very respectful and gracious after the event as we go to the ring announcer. Well, what can you tell us a little bit about that fight? Was that go the way you expected it to?
I thought it went how I thought it'd go. They're both big guys. They don't want to do too much. They just want to trade blows.
Yeah, and were you surprised to see Aberdeen as a stand-up stylist take it to ground and then really dominate in the ground and pound? He reversed a pretty good position, tried for a couple of submissions and then found himself on top and really finished off nicely. And we've just got the cue from the producer. We're going down to talk to the man himself.
Congratulations, Pete. What was your tactics, your game plan coming into tonight's fight?
Win the fight. That was it, basically.
Good tactic, good tactic. Is there anyone you'd like to thank right now?
I'd like to thank Combat Room for helping me out with my groundwork, and Faapaiaga for helping out with my stand-up.
Well done. Pete Aberdeen, you are going to go on to fight Sam Striker Brown for the New Zealand heavyweight title. What's your game plan going into that fight?
I'll go home and suss it out afterwards.
Ladies and gentlemen, the #1 contender who will fight Sam Striker Brown for the heavyweight title of New Zealand, Pete Aberdeen.
Welcome back.